We've all wondered if it's possible to travel at the speed of light. Space exploration has come a long way, but it didn't seem likely to reach speeds close to the speed of light until recently. Elon Musk has been working closely with NASA to develop a technology that will revolutionize space exploration. But what is this so-called technology, and how will it benefit mankind? Stick around to find out. Rumors have been popping up about a new spaceship that's been codenamed the Interplanetary Transport System, and scientists say it could be a game changer in the realm of space travel. The mission is basically to design a disruptive in-house engine that would cost a fraction of what space exploration costs typically. The mission's target is to meet the maximum cost of $5 million and launch the spaceship into space. NASA considers the mission a breakthrough, and Elon Musk called it simply awesome. But what is this technology? A team of small engineers over at NASA is working closely with SpaceX, and they've come to a solution for fast and efficient space exploration. They've been working on a new rocket engine that operates much more efficiently than any rocket on Earth. You might be thinking, well, that's great. How can anything top that sort of development? What if we told you that the story doesn't end there, as they are trying to break barriers by making it much better than it is now? NASA has successfully test-fired the new engine, which is promising to make space travel all the more inexpensive and cheaper. Compared to the new technology, most commercial and military-grade rockets use pre-made fuels on Earth and are subsequently loaded on the rocket prior to launch. This is a pretty expensive process, and so preparing plus the fuel costs of launching something into space won't be that easy on the budget. So, what is this new technology that makes fuel loading a bit more budget-friendly? Well, the fuel source is entirely different from what you would imagine. It runs on electricity. And no, it's not a special form of electricity. It's AC or DC, which is the same electricity that we use in our homes and what 90% of our electronics run on. So, that couldn't be all to the story, right? Running a rocket on electricity, it must be a special rocket system. Musk announced a rocket that he'd helped develop in conjunction with a team of scientists from NASA known as the Raptor. The Raptor can withstand around 500,000 pounds of thrust and runs on liquid methane in contrast to the normally used kerosene rocket fuel. This is pretty interesting, considering Musk is making it possible for space travel to be environmentally safer. Carbon dioxide emissions produced from liquid methane are around 30% less than those made by kerosene. Although the rocket has passed in-house testing, the team needs to accomplish short flight launches of the new rocket system. There will be a few up and downs, but nothing that won't be foolproof in a few months. Methane is entirely cleaner and easier to produce than kerosene-based rocket fuel. But there are some complications when handling liquid methane. The energy needed to liquefy methane makes it harder to use it as a propellant because the rocket might burn up under such high pressure and heat circumstances. That's where SpaceX comes into the picture, as they figured out how to harness the power of liquid methane using the Raptor. The experimental engine generates a whopping 420,000 pounds of thrust using methane as a fuel paired with liquid oxygen, which is used as an oxidizer. But what is the rocket system? It's a super heavy lift vehicle paired with a booster rocket that is capable of lifting around 170 metric tons of weight into low Earth orbit. Putting things in perspective, SpaceX's Falcon Heavy is capable of lifting a measly 54 metric tons. This is a big leap in technology, as the Raptor will be able to replace all of the 3 first-stage Merlin engines that are used in the Falcon 9 launch vehicle. The new EM drive system entirely provides the power. The EM drive produces thrust by bouncing microwaves back and forth inside of an isolated chamber. The resulting electromagnetic field from the bouncing microwaves produces an equal and opposite reaction, which causes the vehicle to accelerate in one direction. It's speculated that scientists would need to harness solar energy or some other external energy source. A spacecraft or a satellite, even a ground station that receives radio waves, could do the job. Sadly, systems such as these have been unable to create the necessary energy and force to overcome the drag between air molecules. Now, researchers in a NASA-funded study have found something that is capable of making the impossible possible. A team over at EagleWorks Laboratories has completed experiments on a prototype EM drive under conditions similar to space. The team claims that the tests confirm a thrust-to-power quotient of around 1 to 4, which is far greater than their pre-test calculations. This could potentially open up many more possibilities for future space exploration. Still, the results are yet to be confirmed by other scientists. Only then will we know if the EM drive could be produced. But there's a bit of a conundrum when discussing the theoretical EM drive, as it tends to go against Newton's third law of motion. Yes, the one we've been reading about in middle school. According to Newton's law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. If you fire something out of a rocket, it will properly matter in an equal and opposite direction, but the EM drive disobeys the law by producing thrust in only one direction. Elon Musk is trying his best to make science fiction a reality. SpaceX has successfully created a thruster system that basically defies physics. The rocket has been successfully tested according to SpaceX. The propulsion system uses electrically charged gas that is capable of achieving speeds of up to 65 kilometers per second or 135,000 miles per hour. The system has been meticulously designed by super lightweight carbon fiber tanks equipped with coal gas thrusters. The rocket system doesn't use any type of propellants and doesn't expel any byproducts into space. Instead, the engine produces thrust by accelerating superheated plasma ions in conjunction with magnetic fields. Thus, no fumes are expelled from combustion. These engines are known as electric thrusters, but they work quite differently from the Falcon 9 rocket system. Many experts claim that it's impossible to travel at high speeds through space, but this hasn't stopped Elon Musk from claiming that he can make it happen. He has an idea that claims to create a light-speed engine capable of taking them to Mars in just 70 days. However, an engine like that seems too good to be true, as it outright defies the laws of physics and means we would have to travel at a speed of around 186,000 miles per second. There are a few ways we could travel at light speed, but we need to understand the physics of light before we get to that point. As light travels through space, it interacts with every atom in its path. This affects light by slowing it down and can stop it completely, as do solid objects. Because of this, light has a maximum velocity of around 186,000 miles per second, which means that it's practically as fast as it can go through empty space. There's nothing else that can travel as fast as it can without breaking the ground laws of physics. As a result, we won't be able to catch up to distant stars in our lifetime without finding another way to get there besides traveling directly to it. Musk's engine represents a huge leap in space exploration technology, making it possible to traverse space much more efficiently. The technology could basically revolutionize our ability to travel to other planets and explore the deeper parts of our solar system. If successful, Elon Musk will basically go down in history as the most influential figure in Silicon Valley and as a giant amount of scientists and engineers alike. And that's pretty much it. Practical launch tests for the new Lightspeed engine might happen within a few years, and launch costs might cut significantly, making space travel accessible to the general public. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. With that said, we bid you farewell, so goodbye and have a great time.